Hello, my internet friend. This past Friday and Saturday was the last day of filming for and I wanted to do some kind of video about it. The difficulty is I can't say anything about it. I don't want to say anything about it. I want you to just see it when it comes out. I actually have this green screen behind me because I need to hide a bunch of the props and wardrobe. No spoilers, guys. We filmed a little bit of this thing before Christmas, and I had a friend of mine who was going to come out in DP. He was going to bring his nice-ass little camera, his little sweet-ass camera that he had. And the day before, he got pulled onto another job and had to drop out. And originally I was like, oh fuck, I'm not sure what to do. But after a little bit of thinking, I just had the phrase WWGD going through my head. What would Godard do? And I realized that my boy Jean-Luc Godard, French New Wave auteur filmmaker, he would go to Best Buy and buy some shitty ass cameras and let that inform the aesthetic of the work. You know, go with the process, go with the grunginess, the shittiness, the lack of money, make that a part of the look. So I want to share with you guys a little bit today of just how grungy and low budget we're talking here, because I think if you're going to do it grungy, you want to go all the way. First up, the cameras. We have not one, but two Canon point and shoot PowerShot L360 HS. It's a $180 camera. You can get them from Best Buy. What I do is I buy two of them and then I return them. The great thing about places like Best Buy and Walmart is they have incredibly generous return policies. Pretty much as long as you don't come back with a giant scratch on the back of the screen, you can buy any of their cameras, batteries, and then bring it back. So it's not costing you anything. These cameras, we actually were like, okay, we're going to have this really grungy, kind of shitty look. Funny enough, they look nicer than we kind of wanted. Like, I may actually go in and degrade the footage because it almost doesn't look like a $180 camera. Like, I don't know if it's because they use the same chips, the like Canon sensors that they do in their nicer cameras, but it looks way better than it should. Sound gear, got this what's it called? H6 Zoom, I think is the brand. I get an H6, I get a boom and a boom mic, and then I get these. These are like wireless mics that you can put on someone, hide it in their clothes, so you can have someone mic'd. You don't have to have the boom on them. I have this guy that I found who he rents it to me. It's like $67 for 1 day of rental. But the thing is, if you rent the gear on a Friday, you get the gear until Monday. Also have some extra chargers and some batteries. These PowerShots, they have these really, really tiny batteries, so they run out of battery in like an hour or two. Luckily, we were filming in a house, so we just had all these chargers lined up and we were able to charge as we were filming. So I don't think we ever had an empty battery. That is basically it. $67 and we could film something. You know, of course there's like additional costs like wardrobe and props and stuff like that, but a lot of that we also got from Walmart or Target or places with generous return policies. These giant chains are inadvertently the patron saints of indie filmmaking. So yeah, cool. You can film stuff for cheap. Like, I'm just showing you some pictures of some cameras. Who cares? The point really is that I really do think anything that you're trying to do, for the most part, the enemy, it's in your mind. And I'm talking to myself in the past as much as I'm talking to like anyone out there. If you want to be a filmmaker and you're not out there filming stuff, the problem is your way of thinking. You know, if you're trying to be this creative person, be fucking creative with how you shoot. Like, and again, I suffered from this. There's like a certain film aesthetic that I really liked, and, you know, well lit and nice cameras and all the costumes match and they match the background. And of course, that's great. Like, I will make stuff like that too. I have made stuff like that. I just think especially in film, people get so stuck not making stuff because they're waiting for someone to give them money. They're waiting for someone to give them permission. And you just cannot wait for that. There's no reason to wait for that. And truly, all of these little obstacles of like losing my cameraman, not having money to be able to buy stuff or whatever, like they really, really do become part of the aesthetic. They become part of the strength. You know, I'm not the first person to say this, but like limitations really do become your style and your strength. So if you're wanting to make stuff and you're not doing it, look internally and figure out what's blocking you. There's a great quote I saw someone on Twitter say, which was basically like, you should pick a thing that you really, really want to do and then go after that thing as if you really, really want to do it. People get kind of like stuck. They're like, oh, I want to do this thing, but then they actually don't really go after it. The problem is either they don't really want that thing or they've limited their creativity at attacking that thing. So if you've got something you want to do, figure out a way to do it and have fun with it. Don't make it's not a painful thing. We too often get stuck on the end result. The process of making art especially is the art. There's this idea of like making it. There's this day when you make it and it's an illusion. Like I feel like I have already made it. Like yes, I would love more money. Yes, I would love more like support. Yes, I would love more viewers or whatever, the things are, these other like outside things. But at the end of the day, I got into this to like make film, make games, make art, whatever. Every day that I'm doing that, every week that I'm doing that is like a success. That is the thing, because it's kind of funny. Like I feel like there comes a day when maybe you attain all this big success and you realize it really is kind of like a prison. The more money you get, the more you have an audience to disappoint, the more you have restrictions placed on your creativity instead of your means of like production. And the thing I never want to lose is my creativity, my interest in like breaking things down, doing things differently, going where my sort of like artistic whims guide me and not letting myself be guided by factors which I don't think are important. Okay, yeah, cool video, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm pretty tired from shooting on Friday and Saturday. My brain's a little buzzing, but it was good chatting with you, and thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now. Bye now. Bye.